Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. EVO 2025 has wrapped up, and I did get some small amount of time with Marvel Tokon. You can see here I'm playing with my podcast host from Going with the Wind, Babe Ruthless. And Arc System Works was very generous in giving us a little bit of time with the game and also allowing us to capture some footage directly on the screen with the phone. And I also have some B-roll provided to me courtesy of PlayStation, so thank you very much for that. And for this, I'll say up front, I didn't get tons of time. The Tokon lineup was insane. Even though Arc System Works was very generous in letting us skip the line, thank you very much for that. We did have limited time because, like, yo, you gotta go. We can't hold up the line, right? It's by far the biggest line for anything I've ever seen at EVO. Interest is very, very high, to say the least, in the game. So people are very excited. I'm very excited, and I can tell you I had a very good time. Now, I didn't have enough time hands-on to do like the usual get super technical breakdown sort of thing we do on the channel. This is more of a vibe check video, to be honest with you. Because if Arc System Works let me do what I wanted to do, I'd be there from open to close in training mode, right? But for the best, they probably don't let me do that. That said, however, as a vibe check, vibes are feeling pretty good. This game is very fun to play. One thing I guess I want to get out of the gate though, there's so many tag games coming up. It's Tag Armageddon in the FGC. And, we're looking at who is the successor to Marvel vs. Capcom. And a lot of people are looking at this game, because it is a Marvel property, like, oh, this is the next Marvel vs. Capcom. And, well, nah. Like, indeed, this very much is a Marvel game with a tag system, but this is an Arc System Works game, and it plays like an Arc System Works game. If you've played any amount of Guilty Gear Strive, Dragon Ball FighterZ, you're going to be immediately more at home here than if you only played Marvel vs. Capcom. And I'm not just talking look, which is obvious enough, right? But I'm just talking the feel, the flow. It is all very Arc System Works. Like, even in my first few moments of game time, just feeling out the vibes, like, it felt very apparent out of the gate. So that's not a good or a bad thing, don't get me wrong, right? If you like Marvel vs. Capcom, I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with this game, but this isn't like the same feel, the same vibe as Marvel vs. Capcom. Another thing to mention here, I know the game looks good, right? The game looks good, you can see it with your own two eyes. It is another one of those kind of games where it really does look better in person. When it comes to the visuals, Arc System Works are a master of the craft. Dragon Ball FighterZ looked amazing, Guilty Gear Strive looks amazing, and they keep going up here because not only like are the pure graphics, the visual fidelity is good, but the comic vibes are just immaculate. Like something as simple as the stage transition, right? Like this game has a Strive-based wall system, if you will, right? And knocking each other through walls, like you see like a comic panel, and then transitioning, hitting some stuff along the way. That all is great. It just really adds to the whole vibe they got going on. Now, as for like major gameplay insights, I don't got anything that hasn't been already posted by like Maximilian or Justin Wong. I only personally got to play for about 20 minutes. That said, it was a very fun 20 minutes, and I guess I'll talk about what I do know, and I played mostly Dr. Doom and Storm. And both are very, very fun. Especially for Storm, I got hit with something I wasn't expecting. So for Dr. Doom, I was told Dr. Doom had a command grab, and he sort of does, but he has a hit grab, so it's blockable. And that's not bad, but it's not as fun. But then we're looking at like Storm's moveset, right? And simpler grappler brain starts activating. And then I'm like, okay, well, Doom's grab was not a real grab, right? So we try out, the old block test, and Storm's grab is a real grab. And then immediately I'm like, oh, I guess I'm gonna play Storm then. Especially because she's really fun. Like, she can fly, she can do nonsense like that. Like we mentioned in other videos, but she's a lot similar to Rachel Alucard from BlazBlue in that she can control, the weather, right? So I can launch my projectile and then move it around the screen here, and we can see we can move it around Doom, and he actually kind of threads the needle on that one. And this affects her momentum as well, right? So she could like push herself into a command grab. So things can get really silly. The way she can just manipulate the screen, the options, her presence is really powerful. She can create tornadoes at various points to kind of hog the screen, to think almost sort of like Netherrealm style, I guess. And of course, you can also move these around with the wind as well. So again, the wind mechanic, you can only get 4 uses before it's got to regenerate, right? So it's quite powerful by design. And the regeneration, while I won't say it's slow, for a very fast-paced game, it could certainly be faster, right? So you're not going to be doing this non-stop. But everything about Storm's cool. Like, even her basic throw is, like, very imperious, very cool looking. I dig that. Like, the game looks and feels so good. It's what I'm really trying to impress upon you here. Also, actually, speaking on basic throws, it really weirded me out. So basic throws are basically dragon rushes. Like, you'll walk to the enemy when you hit throw. Or dash, like, depending on what the character does, right? But it's not like a normal Street Fighter or, you know, even Guilty Gear style throw. So it threw me for a loop for a moment. So when it comes to, like, the power fantasy of, you know, playing comic book characters, which is a good reason why you're playing the game to begin with, this all feels great. Like, Storm feels like a strong Storm. Like, we all know what Storm does. You know, you all read the comics, also the shows. And you get a lot of that in this game. Like, even characters where, admittedly, I don't know as much about, like Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. Like, her big super is called Embiggen, and let me tell you, it's a perfectly cromulent super. Maybe I don't know as much about Miss Marvel, but when you got a big command grab super that lets you do this, okay, maybe sign me up. If I wasn't on board before, I guess I am now, frig. Like, this is a cool looking move. And everyone's got stuff like this, like Tony gets the Hulkbuster armor, Doom summons a Legion of Doom bots, and it's a Latverian Legion, which I love the name for that as well. Like, everything feels very appropriate for the characters. Like, they hit a home run. That's really all I can say when it comes to pure presentation, power fantasy, all the good comic book stuff. Doom as well, he's very interesting in that he has like some very strong zoning tools, like just good basic projectiles. He has satellite beam, which is definitely meant to evoke hidden missiles for sure. But for as strong as zoning is, counter zoning also seems to be very strong. Like, a lot of people just have very strong anti-projectile stuff. Like Doom has his trait just nullifies projectiles. Captain America can actually like actively block everything and seemingly gets a buff every time he blocks a projectile, so that seems really strong. The universal skills system also allows for like a Dragon Ball Fighter style super dash that's actually invincible to projectiles. So even though base zoning seems very powerful on its face, there's so much counter zoning, anti-zoning options as well that it will hopefully probably balance out. Lord knows nobody wants the next Morgan Doom, right? Because that sort of did permanent damage to fighting games. But as we've gone over in the core mechanic videos when that was released, like the core mechanics that are universal to everybody seem really strong. And also on that front, as far as I could tell, the only character that could not air dash was Miss Marvel. But she doesn't need it. Like, she has like bionic commando style arm for movement, so I guess she doesn't need it. But like, even Captain America could air dash, and that's something I wasn't necessarily expecting. So I expect overall general mobility for the cast to be very high. If just about everyone can air dash, and you know, there's a lot of air movement and all that kind of stuff. And also characters like Storm and Doom can have flight as well. And flight's also very easy. It's not a motion or anything like that. Just hold up. Literally, just hold up. Don't even jump and hold up. Just hold up and you fly. And actually Storm, especially, her mobility is probably going to be absolutely cracked. Like, you can use the weather mechanic to give yourself double jumps, triple jumps, quadruple jumps. Extra air dashes, extra mobility. Like I said, you can slide into command grabs from very far away. And this is just the characters we know about. So I'm excited for characters that have hypermobility. But also, given when you, like Miss Marvel can air dash, right? You are willing to take away mobility from some characters. I'm looking forward to the characters that have no mobility. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, right? Let's see some big boys. Arc System Work does some big characters pretty well. Potemkin went from garbage in Exar to a Pod's doing all right for himself now. Given for the relative amount of character strength that this game is seemingly allowing for, I think someone like Hulk or The Thing, and they better have I've said this already, they better have Fantastic Four. If you have a 4 versus 4 game and you don't have Fantastic Four, what are you even doing? By the way, in Vegas, I finally saw the Fantastic Four movie. Love it. Love that this and Superman, color is finally back in superhero movies. But yeah, anyways, Hulk and Thing, Juggernaut, lots more, like, they can do some big characters very well in this game. Looking forward to seeing how they do it. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for you for the moment. Once again, this is more of a vibe check because I just didn't have enough time to do any kind of like deep dive breakdown like I usually do. That said, again, thank you Arc System Works for letting me play and also letting me capture some screen footage as well. And also thank you PlayStation for the B-roll. All I can really say is, like, you know, a lot of people have expectations about the game, to be sure. And I think this game is mostly gonna meet those expectations. Only thing to get out of your head is this is not Marvel vs. Capcom 4. It is decidedly its own thing. And once you take it for what it is, I think you're gonna have a lot of fun with it. The beta is coming up in September, not too far away from now. Hopefully y'all can get in. Hopefully I can get in. It's not a guarantee. It's cool, and I think this game's gonna be around for a long time. Apparently, there was a statement put out that they're planning to support Tokon for 10 years. So if 10 years go by, even the most obscure possible characters will be making it in, I'm sure. But we got a lot of the big bangers out of the gate. The fact that we got Doom, the fact that we got Storm, that means the, you know, previously forbidden characters that, you know, is always an issue in Marvel games are gonna be here. The licensing problems of years past won't be an issue anymore. And personally, I'm just stoked. Just looking forward to playing more of the game. Hope you get to play more of the game. And that's about everything I gotta say at the moment. It's just positivity. The game's cool, and looking forward to more. But so, before I keep rambling, that is the end of the video. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out, when you can, play some Marvel Tokon.